3. We're going to look at techniques to overcome procrastination, and there are a number of them, so let's get straight into this straight away. Predetermined responses. This is where you pre-decide on the answer to set questions before they're asked. You know, I don't drink, I don't smoke. Those could be predetermined answers to questions like, would you like a drink, would you like a cigarette? These are, you know, if you predetermine the answer beforehand, it never becomes a question. Have a fixed schedule. This comes back to a scheduling in one of the previous videos that we talked about scheduling your day in a fixed way. Having a fixed schedule means if someone phones you up and says, have you got time this afternoon for a meeting? You can say, no, I'm fully booked this afternoon, but I can fit you in tomorrow. I always X. Whatever it is, make sure it's a predetermined response. Remove the decision process from regular situations so that at any stage during the day, when standard things come up, you've got a predetermined response to it. Implementation intentions. This is very, very powerful at overcoming procrastination. This is simply where you say, if X, then Y. Okay, so when you reach particular trigger points in the day, you have to always give the same response. If I switch on my computer, then I'll start working on my proposals first. So that means you don't start spending your time on emails, which is what you might do. You set up a predetermined implementation intention. It's 6 p.m, then I will play with my children for 1 hour. Create a subconscious trigger. Always make sure you know that at certain times in the day when you've got certain responses you need to do, you've got that as a predetermined intention. Values conflicts. If you have values that are in conflict with your goals or your intentions, then you need to either change the goal or change the values. It could be that you want to have an income that is passively based. You want to get income that's coming in without you having to work on a daily basis. On the other hand, you could have a value that says, I have to work hard for money. In which case, you're either going to change the goal, which is probably not a good idea in this particular case, or you change the values. Now you need to know what your values are before you can change them, because that's the only way you're going to find out if there are any conflicts. And then you need to reframe and renew the values completely so that you can change them. For example, you may want to change I have to work hard for money into I have to give great value for money. That keeps the same reasons why you had the goals in the first place. It means about giving in order to receive, but you just changed and reframed the way in which you give in terms of how you receive. And then you need to affirm and condition the new value so that it becomes fixed. Then we have conflicting beliefs, very similar to values in many ways, but there are several different types of beliefs that can cause problems. For example, there's existence beliefs. This is a very simple one where it's, you know, the world is round. That's an existence belief, that you believe that there is a world and it's round. God exists, God doesn't exist, whatever is right for your particular situation. These are existence beliefs. I exist, yeah? Money exists. All these things are existence beliefs. Personal beliefs, these things like I am good at speaking, I am good at running, I am good at writing, whatever it is, these are different beliefs you have about yourselves. And it could be that I am not good at running, I am not good at speaking, I am not good at whatever it is. So these are beliefs you need to be aware of, and they could be in conflict. Then you have global beliefs, things like women are, men are, these are global beliefs. Money is, these are global beliefs. Associated beliefs could be that you have a belief that property is theft, in which case trying to acquire a lot of property would make you a bad person. These are global beliefs that would negate any attempt to get that type of goal achieved. Then you have equivalence beliefs. Equivalence beliefs are things like if you are late, then it means you are disorganized. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that's always true, but if you have that belief, it's going to actually have an impact on the way you behave. These are equivalence beliefs. And then you have causation beliefs. Causation beliefs are, if X happens, then Y will happen. If I become rich, then I will lose all my friends, would be a causation belief that could cause you a lot of problems when it comes to actually getting wealthy. So you need to find out what your beliefs are, and that's very, very important. Once you've found your beliefs, you need to find out what the positive intent is behind the belief. Every belief you have has a positive intent. It has a reason for being there. And you need to find out what it's about. It's always there to protect you in some way. If it's things like property is theft, then it's to protect you from being a bad person. Okay, you need to change the belief in order to keep the positive intent. So once you've found the positive intent, find a new belief that supports the same positive intent about keeping you good, okay, keeping you as a good person. So let's look at the belief changing process, and it's a 5-step process. First of all, question it. Ask yourself, in all honesty, is it true? And if you really look at it, you may say, yeah, of course it's true. And then you've got to say, is it true in all situations? Is it always true? Are there exceptions to this rule? Because you need to create a break in your pattern, okay? Then you need to get leverage on yourself. You need to ask yourself questions like, what does it cost me? What does having this belief cost me? You've really got to get leverage. Then you've got to flip it around. You've got to say, well, what's the opposite of this belief? And are there occasions when it's the opposite is also true? So that you can really start to scramble that this belief doesn't necessarily have to be true. And then you have to choose a new belief that supports your original intent, that often could be the exact opposite of what your belief originally was in the first place. And then you've got to reprogram it in. That means build an affirmation around it and really program it in. Get leverage as to why it's important to create the new belief. Really instill it in a way that works for you. To get all the videos in this series and to really start powering your life forward, go across to perfect-time-management.com right now and download the workbook that's designed to go with this series. And I look forward to helping you take charge in your life.